welcome back to the channel. We're still here on La Gringa. Last episode, you saw Timmy do all the metal work on the cab corner, as well as the beauty panels on the closeout of the C-notch. On this episode, we are gonna completely reseal the drivetrain, the whole motor, everything's getting resealed. This thing was leaking literally from everywhere. And we're gonna be installing a complete new air management system from Airlift, new tank, new lines, new fittings, the whole shebang. So get ready, here we go.
So I got our timing chain cover and our oil pan off, and this timing chain is pretty clapped out. The parts guy gave me a double roller chain and gears. The one that came stock is a single roller. I'm not exactly sure if it'll fit from the looks of it. We're gonna be cutting it pretty close. I put the timing cover on, spun it, just to make sure that the double roller that they gave me wasn't hitting on our actual timing cover. Now that it's at top dead center, I can mark my distributor because we're gonna be changing that gasket, intake manifold gasket, and valve cover. I took the intake manifold off and this thing was so ugly, yo. We cannot have the intake manifold looking crusty. So we're gonna go ahead, sand it down, spray some fresh paint on there, and then slap her back on the motor. Ooh, no, that looks pretty fly, not gonna lie. Now that our intake manifold is on, bolted down, we're gonna do the valve covers now. La Gringa is finally starting to look like a running truck again. All the accessories back on, got the intake manifold on with a new gasket, valve covers with new gaskets, timing cover back there, new gaskets, water pump gaskets. There is just one more leak, and it is from our steering gearbox. When I would turn the wheel, it would just start leaking like crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one out. We just got our new steering gearbox. Gotta take some things off of it, like this rag joint. What I'm gonna do is just grind off this because it's a rivet, and then this guy should just pop out. Put the new one in, put the bolts through. Should be good. We got our new steering gearbox.
Ooh, steering coupler, rag joint.
Along with our steering gearbox, we got our steering shaft painted because it was half rusted and half black. So we got it all one color. Now that everything in the engine compartment is done, we got our hood back on. All right.
That looks clean, dude. Great job. 8 out of 10.
Our Airlift Performance air management kit came in yesterday. We got all these new components. Airlift Performance puts out an awesome product. What we like about it is the obvious reason: it works, it's simple to install, and it looks pretty. Now that we have our new air tank mounted up, we're ready to drop the bed back on the frame and finish up the air ride system. But first, one of the things that were on our checklist was the tailgate did not open and close. Basically, the old latch and the connecting rods weren't any good anymore. So this is all the old stuff. LMC sells a kit, comes with all the components you need to replace all the hardware, the lever, the handle, new connecting rods, new little hinges. All right, replacing all that stuff, be able to get this back on the bed and then the bed back on the truck. So boom, 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 boom. All right, let's get it. You know, when this comes out, that means we are done.
All right, our airbag C10 is about to hit the streets. Did a ton of work to this truck. Brand new cab corner installed by Timmy. Did a ton of metal fabrication here in the bed to cover our C-notch and house all the pumps and airlift control unit for the airbag system, as well as the compressors and the battery. Mikey and KHALEL sprayed this awesome bed liner in here to keep it tough and water resistant. If you're out cruising or going to car shows, throw your chairs in the back, through your cooler, whatever. I mean, even if he wants to use it for work, throw the toolbox in the back. Did a bunch of work to the air system, namely this awesome airlift performance unit here. It's an all-in-one unit. All the solenoids and dump valves are all inside here, computer controlled to a small handheld that's inside the cab, chilling on the bench. This thing is awesome. It does a great job with keeping the truck at a level ride height. This truck actually has a little bit more slam in the rear than in the front. So when you air out the truck completely, it'll want to drop the back more, kind of Carolina squat, like you're dragging like a dog. But with the airlift controller, we can definitely fix that. We're able to add presets to different pressures. When I dump the truck, it's at 50 and 20 because the rear would drop a little bit too low. So if I keep it this preset here, which is my low preset, see when it drops the truck, it's at a complete level height. Another really cool feature is the airlift app, and they also have a show mode that you can control the car from the outside of the truck with the ignition off, which is really cool. Turn show mode on, boom. Now what I can do is shut the ignition off. I can walk away from the truck. Say you're at a car show or something like that and you want to show off the truck to your friends, so you walk out. And now with the ignition off, I can still control the truck. So I can air it out. We can lift the truck all the way up. And so like if you're at the car show, you can just show off the truck from outside the truck. You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
He's like, yeah, let me get that for the Kia, baby. Also, as you know, we did a bunch of work under the hood to keep it reliable. It had a ton of oil leaks. KHALEL went ahead and resealed the whole engine from oil pan to the intake. We also saw that the timing chain was worn out, so we went ahead and did the service of changing out a brand new timing chain on it. We also did a new gearbox because this thing was pouring out all kinds of fluid. This thing is going to be completely leak free.
Think she'll start?
I hope so. If it doesn't, it's on you, bro. He's asking me. Oh!
I barely even turned the key.
Now that the truck's all complete, the last thing we got to do is do that test drive. Hand the keys back over to Eric. You ready for that, bro?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my wallet's in here. Look at that.
Ooh.
All our C10s don't have seatbelts. This is like a luxury. So far, you got the truck back, and what do you think, man? You really like it?
I love it. I love it. I had no issues. I was driving perfect, and that's what the goal was, because riding with my little guy, I don't want to be stranded somewhere.
Yeah, no, especially, nobody wants to be stuck with their kid on the side of the road.
It draws attention. My little boy loves it.
I'm really happy to hear that. Family's involved, and your son gets in the truck and it puts a smile on his face, man. That makes me feel good. The truck's name is now named after your mother, who's passed.
She passed away, yeah.
And you're gonna keep the truck in the family, pass it down to your son. I love hearing stories like that about trucks like this. We are back at the shop. Just got done with the test drive. Eric, what do you think, bro?
Love it. Love it. No
Awesome.
Running right.
And we put a lot of work into this. The whole team actually touched this one. I actually didn't do too much. KHALEL did a ton of work on this one. Mikey did a lot of work, and Tim did a ton of fabrication on this truck. I just did a little bit of wiring stuff, you know, not a lot. It's a team effort to make this thing come back to life. Eric's super pumped to have it back. I love hearing the story about where this truck has been and where it's gonna go. So stay tuned, because I think he said something about a new engine possibly further down the road. So she may be back. That's a wrap for this one. Send it on down the road. If you like what we're doing over here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can keep seeing real cool stuff like this. Now it's on to the next, baby.
Salvage to savage.
Let's keep trucking along. Get it? Truck. Oh my gosh, that was so cringe. Looks good.
The only complaint I got is this noisy car next to us.